Hello everyone and welcome back to Joy's Creative Finger. Kaebsong Baekhyunie requested that I build a bank. This has been so exciting for me. I've gone ahead to do that, and it was fun to do building this unusual shape of a build because it's not quite meant to look like a house in my opinion anyway. It's like a building in the city. It's got your cash point on the side and it actually works. It's got a coffee vendor in the busy street, and then you've got the car park, so you've got the exit out front here and the entrance is at the back, and also we've got CCTV camera covering the perimeter because this is a bank. You have to realize that they've got to protect themselves against robberies and so on. They've got to see who's coming and going, and this is basically the underpass at the rear here where cars come in and park and then drive out the front. You have to imagine that there's a street behind here, and then on both sides of the build, to the left and right, would be other buildings attached to it. So it's a busy street. That's why there are no windows on either side of the build, but to the back and front instead. Now let's talk about this vendor here. Of course, I've completed the Cafe Grande Live event and the Cafe Conundrums Sim Chase event, and when you do, you unlock this whole set here, among other things as well. But you always have this in busy streets in the town, and definitely outside the bank you get bankers grabbing a cup of coffee, dashing in, thanking him for preparing it before they could even get to him because he knows their order already. Well, I've got a team here, and this vendor is strategically placed by my idea of a cash machine, the hole in the wall. So it's an all-in-one arcade gaming machine. You can find it under hobbies, and it's only teens that can make use of it. So it looks like he's put his card in, and now he's entering his PIN number, and he's going to try and get out some cash. And I thought this was a great idea to set this up here. And if he runs into any trouble, maybe he doesn't have enough funds or his card is swallowed up, he'll go into the bank and they'll sort it out. But yeah, the vendor guy is situated here because he wants people to have access to cash and he doesn't want any excuses, so you don't have to worry about card payments and so on. Right, let's get him to sit back down, and I'm going to get the main manager of the bank to take us on a tour, and he's sat here, and that's quite convenient because I didn't send for him. He came here all by himself and I don't even know why he's outside. But once you come to the front part here, it's meant to be a sliding glass door, okay? And this is how I set it up. And when you come in, as is the case in banks I've been to, there is also a cash point inside, or maybe 2 or 3 or 4 even, but for my sim town, they only need the 2, 1 in and 1 out. And then when you come around this way, you have some financial front office advisors here. So you can walk up to them and say, just inquire a little bit about mortgages, savings, and so on. And they'll chat to you a little bit and then make an appointment for you to go upstairs to see someone, okay? And obviously if you lost your card as well, you could come in and speak to them and they'll see what they can do. There's an area here where there's more information on financial advice and so on, mortgages, loans, personal loans. And we have another lady in the corner here also doing her job and trying to make sure she brings home the bacon. Right, so I've got a couple of them here, and there's a seating area for them as well. So you could just walk in, sit down here, wait to be seen if they're already attending to someone. So that's quite nice to have a place to sit. And on the flip side of that, you have these barriers that guide customers through from the entrance to line up and wait to be called by a bank teller. So up front here, in the front of this row of very impatient customers, is a little stand that says, "Please wait here." And you can write on it and arrange your stuff, before you get through to the window. And then, of course, when you get here, or before you get here, you get that little announcement that says, "Teller number 4 is now available. Teller number 5 is now available." And so on. It echoes. You know what I'm talking about. And these passes, again, have come through in an amazing way in this build. And the desks with computers are very ideal. You've got the card machine where you enter your card as proof of ID. And then you've got the little brown pouch bags where you can organize your coins, your 10s, your 20s, your 50s, and so on, and organize them before you hand them to the bank teller to bank them for you. This is the way into where the bank tellers work, and there are a couple of secure doors, so you swipe in with a staff card, hang your coat, swipe in again, and come in through the next secure door to this area. In these desks you can see these white boxes, brown boxes. You have to imagine that this is where they are, basically stocked with cash from the vault downstairs to serve the public up here. And it was fun putting them in suits as well. I really had fun playing in the space. And then you have a door that leads out to where you have someone come and service the cash machine, bring out a card that was swallowed in error, hand it back to the customer, and so on. So here's an overview of the downstairs part of this bank. And this is the quick part of the bank. You come in, you get your cash, you leave, and then you have a quick chat with these advisors who make an appointment for you, and then you come back and then see someone upstairs for a longer period of time. So this part here behind the tellers leads to the vault, and we'll see that at the end. So I'll keep that to the end, but let's go upstairs to where individuals who have appointments would have come to sit down and wait and see someone for a longer period of time and have a more in-depth chat with an advisor. So it's a double height room to the front part. This is where you would come, sit down, a member of staff would get you a cup of tea, and usually you don't have to wait that long. Someone will be out to see you, or you could grab, say, some information from the stand here and keep yourself busy. You could look down and see what's going on down below, but I don't think you'd be doing that. I just feel that it makes the coverage of the space a little bit more easy as a double height room, so you could see with the CCTV cameras covering down below, covering the next floor that we're on, looking down. And everyone has to just get on with their work, no hanky-panky, because there's hardly any enclosed areas for the entire bank. Even with the financial banking officers sections, you can see I partitioned them with glass in a way, so you can see what's going on. You could see them talking to customers, clients, and so on. Let me just bring him in on this side here. And so a client would come in here and speak to this financial banker, and she would advise them on mortgages, loans, personal loans, or maybe they just wanted to open up a new account. And then the other office would be for, say, discussion on shares, bonds, more robust forms of savings, maybe stocks and shares and such. That's what would take place in here. Now across this waiting area is a door that leads into a restroom for these clients. So it's not for members of the public. You would have to have had an appointment, you've been sat here for a while maybe, and they would lead you in here if you needed to go. So it would only be those who work in this section that would allow individuals who are sat here to use the restrooms. Across the way you have the section for just staff. So you come in this way, you swipe your card, and then you come in, and then you got your own restrooms for staff inside here, a couple of them. So the toilets are all in this section here. And then speaking of staff space, this is the kitchen for staff. So they would keep their little sandwiches, their food and so on in here. Come in, make use of the microwave, the coffee machine, wash their hands. And it's funny, as I say, there is no enclosed space. You can see all the way down below through the glass partitionings everywhere and see what's going on. So if there's any fracas, everyone knows and they know where to take cover. There's no cookers because we don't want the bank to catch fire. No one's cooking in the bank, okay? Right. So from this double height area here, you've got two staircases that go up, and it leads to an even more important level, up the hierarchy, more important personnel. You could go up either of these staircases, and where is he? Okay, he's going up the other one. Right, so either of them will bring you up to this floor. It's a very important floor. It's not possible that you would just come up here as a client from the street. There's a place to sit down on both sides here. This is the panic room. This room is where the manager would come in with as many staff as possible, and it's bulletproof, and he'd call the police. Within a minute, the police would surround the building should there be an attempted robbery or in fact an actual robbery taking place. I decided to set out this aquarium here as a center part to inspire the staff as they work hard and keep our money safe. And as I say, there's a lot of glass partitioning. This door leads into the personal secretary's office, and from within that office leads into the main manager's office. So he's taking us on a tour, so I'm just going to bring him in, and he would come in here, say hello, walk through and come and sit at his desk. She would then messenger out his itinerary, and he would then sit down, click on the computer, look through it, and basically know what the day is going to look like. And I just thought it was fun to put this desk and this office together this way. I think it's quite cool to be able to come up with ideas on throwing things together that aren't necessarily in the game. There's no office desk like this, using this nursery chair with a footstool in place is just fantastic. And I just like it that he can actually sit down. There's also an area for whoever's coming in to talk to him to sit down as well, but not necessarily clients. I don't think they come up this far anyway. So she's responsible for this floor. She's a very busy lady, and I'll have you know that personal secretaries are very busy, very important. She ensures that his coat and the coats of important clients are hung up nicely in that closet room there, and most importantly, she would manage the boardroom. So she has the diary and knows all the meetings that are meant to take place in here, and he's aware of it. Well, she makes him aware of it, and this is the cinema projector screen that would hold all the information that guides the discussion for the meeting. Now, I also included a restroom up here for the big boss and obviously occupant of that meeting, whatever meeting that is. And this will be the first time that I've used all these items in a restroom. So you've got a black hand dryer, you've got the sink, and then you've got the black paper towel dispenser, and then a private toilet unit in the corner. I hardly ever use all of them together. So this is the entire floor that she would manage, and then of course this is an overview for you, and we have the basement to tour as well. So just a quick glance at this floor, the next floor down below, and finally we're going to follow her down to the ground floor here. So we're going to see the basement. It's behind where the tellers are situated. Let me just catch her before she runs away. And this part of the build reminds me of the film called The Vault. You need to see it. It's about a group of bank robbers who went to rob a bank, and the bank vault was haunted. It was haunted. So it's just called The Vault. Look it up and watch it. It's hilarious. They go to steal some money and they see all sorts of things down there. But yeah, we've got the hands-on device here. So you have to imagine she enters a code. There'll be about 2 or 3 different bankers with her for security purposes. She'll walk down this long hall, and then she would then enter another code here with members of staff again and walk through and come to the main first set of doors where she has to enter the last code before getting into the actual vault. Now what I decided to do was place in here, since we don't have cash, life orbs, and these are very expensive. This is actually the source of my wealth in the game. I sell my life orbs. The platinum ones are 300,000 for one, and then the gold is 190. I've got different vaults dotted around in between, so you have to imagine that there's cash in there. So there'll be cash in the vaults, and then you got the life orbs. These are the silver ones, which I think are 90,000, I think, per orb. And then you got bronze as well. So that's everything that's in my vault, and I have a ton of those, and I use those to fund my town. And no one will be able to rob this bank and steal my orbs. At least I hope so. Okay, let's go back up. Thank you so much for watching this. And I am really happy that I had an opportunity to build a bank. I forget, because I get a lot of requests asking to build different things, and I'm not able to do them because we just don't have the right pieces of furniture to create the closest possible thing to look like what you're asking for. So I still hold on to those comments, and then in the end, when I think that I can do it and I see another comment asking for the same thing, and then I dash right at it as I have now, and I'm happy the way it's turned out. I'm really pleased with it, and I want to thank you so much for watching. If you want a life build, leave a comment down below, let me know, and I will see you again soon in the next video. I will be including some new content on the channel, so stay tuned for that, and wish me luck and seeing how that goes through. It's going to be a bit of fun, and we'll see how that turns out. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.